filming live from the firehouse. It is Good Night with Christopher Blue with special guest Mia Rodriguez. I'm your co-host Reverb, and here's your host Christopher Blue.
Hello and welcome to Good Night with Christopher Blue. I'm Christopher Blue. We have a wonderful show for you tonight. Tonight, we are speaking with a voice actress who has done some pretty fun characters. But before that, I'd like to thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Don't forget to ring that bell so you're notified whenever we upload new content. When we come back, Mia Rodriguez.
Do you want to win $100? That's right. We are giving away $100 and you could win. Here's how you do it. 1. Subscribe to the channel. 2. In the comments, put the secret word that'll be hidden in every episode. It'll look something like this. And 3. You can get a bonus 5 entries every month just by signing up for our Patreon. At the end of Season 2, we will do a drawing to see who wins that $100 gift card, but we'll also be giving away some merch items as well. To sum up, subscribe to the channel, make sure it's public so I can see you're actually subscribed, comment on every video the secret word that's hidden, and get a bonus 5 entries every month that you are on our Patreon. Doesn't matter what tier. And you could possibly win yourself a $100 gift card.
Welcome back. Our guest tonight has done some fun voices for video games, and I can't wait for you guys to see our conversation. So take it away out of studio, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. I am here with the talented Mia Rodriguez.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Mia. How are you today?
I am feeling pretty good, actually. I'm feeling pretty good. I went to meet another voice actor in my area recently, actually, and I love the power of networking. It was so much fun. Yeah, I'm doing great.
Networking is amazing. That's one of the things I love about this show. So you are a voice actress, as we said in the studio. What are some of your favorite roles that you've done?
Oh, that's a good question. There's so many to pick from, but the first thing that comes to mind, I would say, is my role of Iris. It was a promotional character video for the mobile app, Hero Wars Mobile. I talk for a living, yeah, that's the thing. You may have seen some adverts for it on YouTube. It's a really cool app where you get to choose a fighter, and it's kind of like a puzzle solving game. I don't voice anything in the game because it's kind of basic generic sound effects, but I am the voice of the character for the promotional video, and that would be on YouTube at the Hero Wars Mobile YouTube channel.
Wonderful. So go check that out to hear some of her work. Mia, how does one get started in voice acting? Because I mean, I'm sure back in the day it was a lot easier. The radio hosts basically just got invited to do voices, but today, like with the internet and having stuff so accessible, what's the best way to get started and actually have your voice heard?
That is so subjective to the person, I would say. There's so many different ways. If I were talking about my personal experience, I would say that the industry is forever evolving, especially after COVID. It is so easy now to get into the industry just by going on Google and searching casting calls for animated characters, for commercials and stuff like that. For me personally, I did a lot of research before I even started to look for work. Voice acting, voiceover work is not just talking into a mic because you have a good voice. There's so many different factors. I think a good way to start getting into things is definitely take some training, some classes for acting, or even practicing improv. Join an improv group at your local theater. Do local theater. I think that's a great place to start. And then some great sources to learn from the best of the best. You just go right on YouTube, or also Steve Bloom has a website where he does online courses teaching all about the industry. But I would say the very first thing to do before you even think about working is to do your training.
Wonderful. I love that answer. Yeah, I'm a big believer in hard work pays off. So I I love to hear that you're also with that mindset.
Absolutely.
So, would you mind playing a little game with me for a little for a moment? Um, I will give you the basic idea of a character, and you give me a voice for it.
Favorite game to play for
Yes,
anyone in your family who doesn't know what voice acting is.
exactly.
Yes, of course. Go ahead.
All right. So let's go. I won't stump you up too badly. So D&D is starting to get more popular. What voice would you give to a ogre?
Ooh, I love D&D. I actually just played yesterday. Oh, this is so
Wonderful.
fun. Yes, an ogre. Well, ogres, right? If I imagine my head, let's give her this pale yellow skin. You know, she's a bit curvier. She has these two fangs, kind of an underbite. Maybe she has a deeper voice because, maybe she works at the local tavern. She goes, "What do you need, honey? Come on, I need orders right now. Let's go. Oh, ale on the rocks, ale on the rocks. I'll get you it. No problem."
Love it, love it. All right, next up, let's go in the opposite direction. If you were cast in a Disney princess role, give me your best generic Disney princess voice.
Ooh. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is definitely a Rapunzel type character. We're so excited about life. I get to go outside these castle walls. Oh my god, I'm kidding. Oh, I'm gonna meet so many new people. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Wonderful. Finally, let's do an animal. A duck. I'm feeling a duck. Let's do a crime-solving duck.
That is an interesting one. A crime-solving duck. Well, this is a duck that's been in the industry for a bit of while, so I'm gonna give some grit to her voice, maybe a little more nasal, and go, "Tell me where the body is, Donald. I know you killed Goofy. Come on, tell me." Yeah.
Good job. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you.
So, which leads perfectly into my next question. When coming up with a voice, what's the first thing you start thinking of? How do you get on that path to find a voice?
There are so many ways to do that as well. If you ever get a job or you're making your own character for D&D, let's say, I would say that the background is everything to a character. How did this character grow up? Do they have a bad habit that would affect their vocal tone, their vocal quality? Do they have any vocal mannerisms like stuttering or slurring their words, or I don't know, do they laugh a lot? I just every single thing affects the voice. So like, for example, like if a character were to smoke, and maybe smoke for many, many years, one of my one of my specialties is giving grit to the voice. Or if you have a stereotypical nerdy character, finding where that nasal placement is, or maybe you got really badly injured and it's made your character very depressed. So just the inflection of every line affects, just everything affects how you voice a character, I would say. Honestly, it's very subjective. It's up to you. That's the great part about this job. It's so fun. You get to be as creative as you want until, the people behind the glass go, "Don't do that ever again." um, but yeah, honestly, you can do whatever you want. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, now that we've gotten kind of the basic questions that you want to ask every voice actress out of the way, I want to know a little bit more about you. How did you personally get into voice acting, and what was it that made you say that's what I want to do?
Oh, geez. I would say I'm a huge gamer girl. I mean, what can I say? Um, and I'm really, really into story-based games. I grew up on Telltale's The Walking Dead and Quantic Dreams, Heavy Rain, decision-based games. Um, and I fell in love with YouTubers like Markiplier and PewDiePie and stuff like that, especially PewDiePie. I still love him to this day. Um, I would say I've always been a performer and I've always known I wanted to perform for my life. like, as a dream job. And I've been acting in theater since the age of 12. Um, uh, I would say that the one thing that had all these elements but just added that extra wonder of voice acting was the game The Last of Us that came out in 2013.
Very
Um,
topical right now.
yes, I know. I know, no spoilers. But yeah, I fell in love with that game, and I'm not joking when I say I played it 20 times in the 10 years it's been out.
Wow.
So like when after I played it, I fell in love with it, the story, the characters, the world. I literally looked up the behind the scenes on YouTube, and there's a whole, I think like 40 or something minute video of them behind the scenes explaining the entire process, the animators, how they made the world, how they made, the enemies, how they made the characters, and then they finally got to the acting part of it. And when I saw those people in those dark leotards with the balls all over their face and body, I was like, I want to do that. I want to do this. It was just so cool to me. It was so cool to me. It combined everything that I loved: video gaming, acting, not needing to worry about what I look like, just simply being someone else for a little bit. So I The Last of Us, I think I will forever thank for introducing me into the world of voice acting.
I love that.
Yes.
So what was your first role as a voice actress? And when you go back to listen to it now that you've grown as a performer, do you cringe at that performance, or do you still kind of cherish it for being your first performance?
My first role was a video game character named Tambury. She was this very upbeat, high-pitched character who sang a lot and had a sing-songy way of speaking. And I didn't cringe at my acting, but I did cringe at the quality of my audio. That was like insane to me. It was wow. It was insane to me. Because back then I had this really, really cheap USB mic, and I didn't know what sound treatment was. So I literally just spoke in an empty room with like nothing. So it was so echoey and it was so muffled, and you could hear my mouth noises, and it was just so bad. So I love the role, I love the character, and I was good enough to, for that video game, but the audio quality, I would never. Never.
Wonderful. Well, so now I would love to give you the chance to let us know how people can keep up with your story, or even potentially hire you for projects, and plug any future projects that you're a part of.
Yeah, of course. So right now I have many, many different social media platforms. Right now I have Twitter, which is Mia52Lynn. That's MIA 52 LYNN on Twitter. And then I also have a YouTube channel where I will be posting videos on how to get into voice acting tips through the beginner's perspective. That YouTube handle is RodVAProductions, which is kind of my business name. So that's RodVA Productions on YouTube. And man, I'm working on lots of things right now. I guess the one thing I would say, let me see if I have it here. Right now I'm working on an audio drama called Uncontacted by Jacob Levi, and that is also on YouTube. And the YouTube handle is Jacob Levi, which is JACOBLEVY on YouTube. And also on my social media platforms like Twitter and sometimes Facebook, I will put links and promote my own projects on there as well. So go ahead and check those out.
Well, I'll make sure all those links are in the description of this video down below. Mia, thank you so much once again for coming on the show. It was such a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we send it back to me in the studio.
Thank you, Chris. Well, that's our show. Thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Don't forget to ring that bell so you can be updated whenever we upload new content. Until next time, good night, my sweet baby angels. I'll see you in the future.